What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? So I saw Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania last night, and good Ghost Shark, good friend of the show. He has also seen it. So let's talk about it. Before I undeafen him, let me try and find some lo-fi music to put on the background. How are y'all doing this President's Day? By the way, shout out to all the presidents, I'm sure they've done work at some point in time. I don't know. I've never looked at a history book. They're presidents, right? They gotta do something, right? Deserve a whole day. I need a shower once I get back from gym, but I'll call in after to discuss at mid. Yeah, if I'm still on, this is gonna be pretty short. We're just gonna go over the movie, maybe hang out for a bit, and then just end the stream. It's just a tiny little stream. I thought maybe from now on when I see a movie, or at least if I see one of those Marvel or DC movies, I could get on and talk about it for a bit, since I do like talking about them. What's up, Ghost Shark, Nexajet, and Vicky? Let me undeafen and we could just get into it. Just jump into it. Yo, what's up, Ghost? Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah,
What's
you're
up?
good? Nothing much, man.
Forgot I was muted.
You excited to talk about the movie of the year?
I mean, it's probably Marvel's movie of the year so far, but that's not saying much.
Dude, I think this is the best movie in Phase 5.
By far.
Definitely.
But the bar wasn't set very high either.
Yeah. My friend messaged me. He was like, it definitely wasn't one of the worst of the phase. And I was like, it's the only of the phase. And he's like, oh, I didn't know they already started a new phase. I'm like, yep, this is Phase 5. A lot of people don't even know that this is the start of Phase 5. And I think that's because Phase 4 didn't really have a strong start or end to it. It just happened.
Yeah.
Like, No Way Home would have been a great start, but that wasn't the start. The start was Black Widow. And they didn't really have... This probably should have just been considered the end of Phase 4. Like, I don't know why Wakanda Forever was the end of Phase 4. I don't see the meaningful reason for that. I'm being attacked here, bro.
We'll fight
Yo,
back.
what's up, at 30?
At 30.
So, I guess let's talk about our general thoughts of the movie first. I thought it was fine. I liked Kang. And visually, the movie was super creative.
Yeah.
It was a very visually creative movie.
Some of the CGI was not great.
No, CGI-wise, it was hit or miss. But, and then the soundtrack was actually pretty good. There was one specific track that stood out for me was when Bill Murray's character shows up, and there was this like electronic track and it had a really thumping bass. That was like a banger. That's something I would actually unironically listen to. So the soundtrack was pretty good. These fuckers backing me. Oh, he's great. What'd you think of the movie?
I thought it was fine. I mean, it was funny in parts. I love Jonathan Majors. He's a great actor. Paul Rudd's always great. He's funny. I thought his daughter did a pretty good job in the movie. Well, the character that's his daughter.
Yeah. I thought his daughter, her acting was it was alright. There was some scenes where I thought her acting wasn't great. But I didn't like her character much, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, okay, so I guess we could just talk about, the actual movie. So the movie starts off, and it's, this montage of Ant-Man, and it's like, yeah, I'm like a mini celebrity now, because, I saved the universe, and people hit me up, and they want to take me to take pictures with their dog, and stuff like that. And then we get, basically, that Cassie is now kind of like her dad, where she's a bit of a rebel, she wants to... she wants to do the right thing because she's inspired by her dad. And apparently he hasn't really been doing any superhero work ever since Infinity War or Endgame or whatever, which I think is totally fair. This dude literally saved the universe.
Yeah.
And I feel like you deserve a break, I would say.
He wanted to take a break and write his book. Leave him alone.
Yeah. I hated. By the way, spoilers. Actually, let me put that in the title because people aren't gonna. I don't know if people are gonna realize. Spoilers. Are my caps locks? Spoiler. Alright, there you go. That way people know. Alright, so there's like a scene where they're all having like dinner together and they're like, oh, excuse me. They're like, Ant-Man starts like arguing with his daughter about like how she should be taking care of things and doing stuff. And like she starts saying how like, oh, you don't even do anything anymore, like, you know, you used to be like this and that. And he's like, hey, I saved the universe. And literally everyone in the table starts mocking him. Yo, what's up, Cheesy Thick? Like,
hey,
they're
Cheesy.
all like, oh, you saved the universe, like as if he didn't. But if anyone has seen Endgame, what's up, Squatchin? If anyone has seen Endgame, you know that is the one that came up with the idea for time travel.
Yep.
Like, the movie just sounds gay, but looks alright. The movie's fine. I'd say it's worth watching on a Tuesday to get that discount, but otherwise, I wouldn't pay full price for it. Personally, or wait until it's on Disney Plus and just watch it then.
Yeah.
Because if anyone remembers Endgame, basically he gets out of the quantum realm and he realizes that for him it was like a few minutes or a few hours, but for the world outside it was like 2 years. So he realized, oh shit, like we can use the quantum realm to time travel, basically, right?
Yep.
So it's thanks to him that everyone is able to get saved in Endgame. The only movie I ever watched on a Tuesday was the last Dragon Ball Super movie. The last Dragon Ball Super movie I didn't like it that much, but I think I'm on the out for that one. Spoilers, yes, hashtag spoilers. What's up, cats?
Oh, hey, cats are flocking.
But so yeah, they're like all mocking him for saying, "Oh, I saved the world." They're like, "Oh, you saved the world." It's like, well, he did. It was his idea that saved literally not just the world, the entire universe. So I didn't like that. I didn't mind that Cassie was some, you know, freedom fighter, you know, political person or whatever. I didn't care about that. I thought there was a weird joke about socialism in the movie. I don't know did you remember that?
I think so. I'm trying to remember what it is now, though. I'm kind of blanking.
There's like,
I remember hearing being like, what?
Yeah, so basically it was after they, you know what, actually, this is going to get us way off topic, so we'll get to that. There is a weird joke about socialism regarding ants. But, so yeah, so it turns out that Casey, that's her name, right? Or Cassie?
Cassie.
Cassie's like a super genius. Apparently, this whole new generation of heroes are super geniuses, you know? They're like even smarter than their previous counterparts. You know, like Ironheart is like 16, but she can build a suit as good as Iron Man's, you know? And now Cassie, she managed to create basically like a map or like a thing that will help them create a map for the quantum realm. And the way it works is that it sends a signal to the quantum realm and then it reverberates back to them, right?
Yep.
The only Marvel movie I'm going to watch is Guardians 3. I mean, I'm not interested in seeing the Marvels at all.
No.
I'll probably end up watching it, but I don't know.
That is something I'm waiting until it's on Disney Plus for. I'm
Yeah,
not going to the
I'm
theater
only
for
going to go in
that.
theaters if literally everyone else in the group wants to. Because, you know, it's like a friend group thing. But otherwise, I don't want to.
Yeah, if you're going with people, that'll make it a little more fun.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? We could do what we did with for Eternals, where like we'll just get drunk and then go see it. I actually, when I was in AMC, I actually drank because I usually go to the AMC theaters. Shout out to AMC. You guys should give me a sponsorship deal. Anyways, they serve alcohol in AMC's, right? So they had like a specialty drink called Antarchy. So I got that. It was pretty good. I don't know what it was. It was like vodka, what is it, Curacao?
Yeah.
It had that, and then it had something else that made it like purple. AMC has beers. Yeah, you could get beers at AMC. So I got that. It was pretty
Marcus
good. So
also has alcohol.
if you see Ant-Man in theater, or I guess if you see anything in an AMC theater, try out that Ant-Man drink. It's pretty good. Anyways, back to the topic at hand.
Shit's expensive though. I hardly ever buy alcohol there.
It was actually it was less expensive than I expected. It was like $15, which I mean is expensive, right? But like when you think of like theater food,
yeah,
it's not that bad in perspective. It's like a soda's like $10, so
yeah,
with that logic, it's not too bad. Mix your own and have a girl with you with a big purse. I always bring a girl with a big purse, if you know what I mean. They've got themed drinks at theaters now. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if that was a question or not, but yeah, they do. I've never tried them because some of them look really good. Like they'll be really colorful and shit. I'm like, damn, I want to try that. But JFC Mike, what? What? I didn't say anything bad.
Yeah, what'd Mike say?
Yeah. Why are you hating? Why are you hating on my steez? All right. Anyways. So
you judging him because he likes women with big purses?
Yeah, I like my woman prepared. Is that so wrong?
God.
Anyways, so they go to so she's showing off this new invention she made, and like Ant-Man's or what's her name? Janet like starts freaking out. It's like, you're sending a signal to the quantum realm? Turn that off right now. And she freaks out about it. And they've been like trying to like figure out what happened to her in the quantum realm for a while apparently, and she just doesn't want to talk about it. She's like traumatized. There's like a million things big purse could be a euphemism for. True. But I'll never tell. Anyways. They get like a signal back, and it sucks them into the quantum realm. And that's how they get stuck in there, right?
Yep.
And when they first get to the quantum realm, they get like split up. So Ant-Man and Cassie go one way, and then Hope, Hank, and Janet all go a different way. Now, I'm kind of surprised because I was expecting Janet to just have her suit ready to pop out, and they were gonna do a thing where like, oh shit, they're Hank and that's his name, right? Hank Pym, yeah.
Yeah.
They were gonna do a thing where Hank and Janet suit up, which would have been kind of cool, but that did not end up happening. They don't end up suiting up during the film. I thought it was gonna be a thing where like, oh, she's paranoid, so she always keeps her suit on her. That's like a common trope in these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
But that did not happen. Not that I mean, I don't care one way or another. It would have been cool. So they get stuck in the quantum realm, and I will say, so one of my big positives for this movie is visually, it is very creative. CGI is hit or miss for the most part, but visually, like from a design standpoint, it's a very visually creative movie. Like, there were scenes where I was like, wow, this is actually really beautiful and like creative. And it gave me a lot of Star Wars vibes. I don't know if you felt that. Like, especially when they went to the bar and there was all those different like creatures.
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't have thought that, but yeah.
Like
it
that's
does make sense.
That's the first thing that came to mind when they were in the bar, and even like the way they were dressed up, they like had like the kind of like stereotypical like desert getup, cantina moment. Yeah, it was pretty much a cantina moment. One other thing is in the quantum realm, everyone has their own languages, right? But they have this juice, this like jelly that if you drink it, you can like understand all the languages there.
The
so that
ooze.
the ooze. Drink the ooze.
Drink the ooze. Drink
The ooze. Drink the ooze. Yeah. So, the comedy was hit or miss for the movie. There was a lot of funny parts, but sometimes it just fell flat for me.
Yeah.
So they fall in Deus Ex Machina. I guess it's not a big deal because it's just a tool for them to understand everybody in that universe. That way they don't have to do subtitles the whole time. So it's not like it's kind of like how in Guardians, like everyone wears a universal translator. Although I don't know why they didn't just do that. I guess Oh, apparently the people in the quantum realm don't know. Like, for the most part, they don't know that they're in a smaller universe. So, like, so when Ant-Man and what's her name again?
Cassie.
Cassie. When they, like, get caught by, like, this rebel group, they ask them, they're like, who is San Francisco? And he's like, oh, that's where we're from. And he's like, who's Earth? And he's like, that's also where we're from. And, like, they're really confused. So they don't even know that they're in, like, they don't understand. The people in the quantum realm, which makes sense, they don't know that they're in a smaller universe, right? So that was an interesting
how would
thing.
they know?
Yeah, true. Let me actually, to organize my thoughts better, let me actually pull up the plot synopsis for this movie. Hold on, let me build a door. That way I don't get jumped during the night while I'm doing this.
I think Jonathan Majors was great doing all the different Kangs that he did.
Jonathan Majors was really good in this movie. That's one big positive. Fuck. Build. Okay.
Can't wait for Creed 3 to come out. He's also in that.
I haven't seen any of the Creeds yet.
They're pretty good.
I've
They're
heard
worth
that they're
watching.
really good. Alright, let's pop out. Hopefully nothing spawns in there. I put down a bunch of candles. Nothing should spawn, I think. I would think. Okay. Alright, so during her days of entrapment in the quantum realm. Oh yeah, the movie starts off with Janet, like, seeing Kang for the first time. Star Wars used to be so good. True. Okay, so during her days of entrapment, in the quantum realm, Janet Van Dyne encounters Kang, an exiled traveler who claims that they can both escape the realm if she can help him rebuild his multiversal power core. After they manage to repair it, Janet sees a vision of Kang conquering and destroying entire timelines. Kang reveals he was exiled by his own variants out of fear, which drives Janet to turn on him. Outmatched, Janet uses her PIM particles to enlarge the power core and render it unusable. In the present day, after the Battle of Earth, Scott Lang has become a successful memoirist and has been living happily with his girlfriend, Hope Van Dyne.
I thought you were just an author. I didn't know there was a special word for people that write memoirs.
I guess, yeah, I guess there is. I guess
I'm
if you
not an
only
author, I'm a memoirist.
I guess if you only write memoirs, then I guess that makes sense.
That just sounds so pretentious, though.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not an author.
Scott's now teenage daughter Cassie has become a political activist, resulting in her spending some time in jail before being bailed out by her father. While visiting Hope's parents, Hank Pym and Janet, Cassie reveals that she has been working on a device that can make contact with the quantum realm. Upon learning this, Janet panics and forcefully shuts off the device, but the message is received, resulting in a portal that opens and pulls 5 of them into the quantum realm. Scott and Cassie are found by natives who are rebelling against their ruler, while Hope, Janet, and Hank explore a sprawling city to get answers. Hope, Janet, and Hank meet with Lord Krylar. Now that is Bill Murray. So Bill Murray is in this movie. Bill Murray's finally in the MCU.
What we've all been waiting for.
It turns out like it's heavily implied that Bill Murray and Janet had like a fling going on while she was down there.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I mean, she was down there for 30 years.
No, yeah, like I don't blame her for it. And even Hank is like, oh, you know, I had things too going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, they handle it pretty maturely, I'd say. But it was like a nice, like, it was like a cool little, like, detail that wasn't, like, necessary, but it shows, like, yeah, these people did move on in a way, because they, I guess, you know, obviously Janet assumed she was probably going to be stuck there forever, and Hank assumed, like, my wife's probably dead, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in this bar, again, very visually creative, a lot of really cool stuff going on there. Bill Murray was great. He seemed like he was into the part he was playing. He didn't. The problem with Bill Murray nowadays is if he doesn't care about the part he's playing, you will notice.
Yeah, he just phones it in when he's like, I don't care, give me my money.
Yeah, like he'll basically act like a dead person. Like like you can tell when he doesn't care. It looked like he was into the role he was playing. It looked like he had fun. So that was cool to see. So Hope, Janet, and Hank be with Lord Krylar, a former ally of Janet's, who reveals that things have changed since she left and that he is now working for Kang, who is now the realm's ruler. The three are forced to flee and steal Krylar's ship. The Langs are told by the rebels' leader, Gentora, that Janet's involvement with Kang is indirectly responsible for his rise to power. The rebels soon come under attack by Kang's forces, led by MODOK, who is revealed to be Darren Cross, having survived his apparent death at Scott's hands. Okay, guys, we gotta talk about MODOK. Okay, so
bad.
it is really bad. It's funny, but it's bad. Like, there were parts where MODOK genuinely made me laugh, but all that every time I did laugh, a part of me was like, there's actually stuff here you can do with his character. Like, his character's not a lost cause, writing-wise. You don't have to just make him the butt of a joke. He's basically, like, there to be, like... He was also, obviously a Darth Vader parody as well, is what they made him, too.
Yeah.
So, I'll show on screen what MODOK looks like in the movie. They always fucked up on the villains. I honestly don't get it. I guess they were like, oh, this guy looks funny, so let's not even try.
And it's not like he was the main villain anyway. He
Yeah.
was just kind of there.
I don't think you could ever make him a main villain, because it's just like, no one would take him seriously.
He's too much of a gimmick character.
In the Lego game, he looks fucked. Does he?
I bet.
What does he look like in the Lego game? Lego.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Looks terrible. Alright, so let's show you guys. Where's OBS? There it is. Window capture. Give me a Ghost Rider game. There was a Ghost Rider game. I heard it actually wasn't bad. It was like a God of War clone.
I can't wait for the Wolverine game to come out.
Bro, we need that info, dog. Okay, so here you guys go. This is what MODOK looks like, guys. In the movie. So, to be fair, MODOK is a very strange looking character. And there's not much you could do with him without making him look like an absolute freak. I'll show us the Lego one. I'll show you guys that one next. His face looks like it's stretched across this large brick and it looks so unnatural. So, this is what he looks like. Okay, actually, here he is. Right in the background. Oh, God. But the thing is that, like, with the mask on, I actually don't mind his design. Like, this kind of looks cool. If he stayed with the mask on, I'd dig it, right?
Yep.
Like, they could have just...
every time he pops it off, it's so bad.
They could have just used the excuse that, like, oh, he doesn't have a face anymore because he was turned into a total mechanized body. Right? Like, behind his face is just, like, flesh and bone. Like, he didn't have, like... That's how fucked up he got. That would have been a cool excuse. And he's got these weapons that are really cool. He also has the forehead laser. So that was pretty cool. He's, like, weapons-wise, power-wise, he's pretty cool. Like, not gonna lie. Oh, God,
He's
look at him
just
here.
corny as hell.
But, bro, when he shows his face, dog, it's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's not good. Look, okay, here's actual comic MODOK over here. I'm trying to get, like, a good image of his face.
Yeah.
No mask. It's so hard to find a shot of it. Here's another one. Yeah, he just... And the CGI just didn't, like... It did not look good. He basically... Oh, you know what? I don't even need to look that up. You want to know? You guys want to know what he looked like without the mask? George Lopez. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He basically looked like this, dude. Like, unironically, this is what he looked like. Bruh. Major promo. Oh, okay, look here, comparison. That's not even a good quality picture. But yeah. Not great. And they just turned him... Oh, damn. He actually looks good with a mustache, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I got distracted. Hinting at crossover? Dude. We would only be so lucky. We would only be so lucky. But thankfully, MODOK was not the main villain. So, yeah, he was just a joke, but he wasn't the main villain. But at the same time, so they do this thing with this character where he's like, all he's focused on is like revenge. And like, that's his like pure motivation, right? And he's like, they show him to be a pretty powerful, like with this technology. He's really strong, actually. But he's like nothing compared to actual Kang. Is that George Lopez? Yes, that was George Lopez.
Hey, Ghosty.
What's up, Ghosty? So, the Langs are taken to Kang, who demands that Scott help him get his power core back, or else he will kill Cassie. Scott is taken to the core location and shrinks down. Alright, before we go there, I want to talk about Kang for a little bit. Kang's power level is shown very well for most of the movie. When he shows up, and both Scott Lang and Cassie are in their jail cells, he's like throwing them around with just the movements of his hand. Like, he's got like crazy technology. So like,
That was pretty cool.
yeah, like he's shown to be like OP as fuck. Like that's some shit that we didn't even really see Thanos do. So it was already off to a good start when it came to like presenting his power. And then Ant-Man's like, hey, you're in trouble. You know, I called the rest of the Avengers and they're on their way. Like he was trying to like, you know, fake him out a bit. And Kang is like, oh, the Avengers. There's so many of them I run into that I've killed. Are you the one with the hammer? And like they kind of play it off as a joke because Ant-Man's like, yeah, you know, we have a similar physique, you know.
Yeah, we get mixed up all the time.
Yeah, we get mixed up all the time. But the important thing with that comment is that it's basically revealing that this specific Kang has fought the Avengers before, has killed them all, and has killed specifically Thor before. I don't care what anyone says. Thor is way more powerful than Ant-Man, okay? Which, the reason why I point that out is because it'll be important for later. Scott is taken to the core, shrinks down. He is nearly drowned in a sea of variants of himself, but Hope arrives and helps him acquire the power core. However, Kang reneges on the deal. I mean, he is a god. Yeah. Capturing Janet and destroying the ship with on it. Alright, they kind of ignore an important detail. This is actually a really nice scene where... So, when Ant-Man gets down, he has to keep shrinking down in order to reach the core of the power core. And when he shrinks down enough, he gets caught in what they call a probability storm, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
And basically what that means is that for every probability of a decision that you could make, you split into other versions of yourself because those versions of yourself are the different probabilities of you. So there ends up being like millions of Ant-Man just swarming, trying to get to the core, but they're all like fighting with each other to get there, right? They're not working together at all until he hears the voice of his daughter. And once he hears the voice of his daughter, himself and all of his variants work together to help him get up. And it's basically like, one, it's a good representation showing Scott Lang's number one thing that he runs him is his daughter, which is really good. That's in his character. And two, it shows that it basically is a good like mirror of how ants work. They basically become a hive mind to help them reach their goal. And then Hope shows up and helps them get to the core, and they fix it and everything like that. That was actually a really good scene. I liked that. However, Kang reneges the deal. After being rescued by ants. Oh yeah, when they fell into the quantum realm, they had ants that fell in there too. And they reveal that the ants somehow went through some type of time dilation or whatever. And so they've lived for thousands of years, and they've developed like high levels of intelligence. And Hank makes a joke saying that, oh, you know, I know we don't really like to talk about socialism, but the ants might have a good idea. And it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, at all? It's like, was this like, I don't know where that came from. Like, I don't have to get into politics to talk about this film because the film's not outwardly political, but that was such a weird, random comment that they just kind of threw in there for like no reason at all. What's wrong with socialism? Socialism sucks. That's what's wrong with it. However,
True.
so based. Okay. Who are also pulled into the quantum realm, rapidly evolved and became highly intelligent. Hank helps Scott and Hope as they make their way to Kang. Cassie rescues Gentora. Oh yeah, Gentora's some capitalism based. True. Gentora, I don't know if they mentioned who Gentora is. So Gentora's part of like this rebel base that they find. They're trying to fight. They're trying to find their way to like get to. They're trying to find their way to beat Kang with this rebel force, right? So Cassie rescues Gentora. They get into contact with the whole like rebel, and they all start coming, and it turns into this like war between the rebels and Kang's forces. By the way, Kang's forces, his like army, they're really cool. They're really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They look cool. They sound cool. Like, that was one thing I really liked. Every country has socialism. Get with the times. No. I know a friend that's socialist. Stop being friends with him. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be what I mean. Okay. Janet fixes the core as she, Hank, Hope, and Cassie jump through the portal home. Oh, okay, they just skipped a whole bunch there. Okay. So once they gather together, they start heading to Kang. Basically, so Kang sends MODOK to go kill Cassie. And so that starts a whole chase between the two of them until Cassie uses the pin particles to grow huge and take out MODOK. And when MODOK is taken out, they do this like joke where he's like, "Hey, we're not done." And she's like, "You know, you don't have to be a dick." And then MODOK's like, "Well, that's all I know how to be. I'm a dick." And she's like, "Well, you know, you don't have to be a dick." And then she leaves. Like, the joke was so sloppy for me. I was like, this is so dumb. Like, you could have streamlined that so easy. Just have her be like she could have just gone, "You know, you're on the wrong side, right?" And then he could have been like, "Well, I don't know. I've never, I don't know how else to be. This is all I know how to be." And she could have said, "Well, just don't be a dick." You tell the same exact joke while also getting the point across where, like, you don't have to be on the wrong side, There's always time to change. And then, like, so she goes running off. She catches up with Antman, who's, like, Giant Man at this point. He's huge. And he's, like, attacking Kang's headquarters. All the rebel forces show up, and they start fighting They start fighting as well. And Kang is like, "All right, I've had enough of this shit." He comes down with his suit. By the way, I think Kang looked cool with the suit.
Yeah, Kang is awesome.
Let's look up Kang. Kang. We was Kangs.
Kang.
Kang. So here he is with the suit. It kind of looks goofy here, but in action it looks cool, in my opinion. But he comes down and he starts shooting these blasts, and these blasts literally just disintegrate people. Like, they just disappear. I didn't even notice them like actually disintegrating. It literally just looked like they poofed away. Like, it was crazy. He was OP as fuck. He was just killing everybody. And then Ant-Man, Cassie, and Wasp show up to fight him. And for whatever reason, he doesn't use that technology throughout the entire fight. He punches them. He kicks them. I mean, they still show up to be strong because, like, even when Wasp is down to her small size, he's able to hit her, right? So it shows he's got, like, high level accuracy when he's attacking. But for whatever reason, he never uses his disintegration beams on them. And there's no reason for him to not kill them because his ship is already fixed, right?
Yeah.
Also, why didn't he kill Janet instead of just keeping her there? He had no reason to have Janet there, and Janet already betrayed him. Why wouldn't he just kill her?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so, like, this whole fight really undermines how powerful they've already shown him to be. They show where, with his fingers, he can move these people around. And they show that with his hand blasts, he can disintegrate them. And there's no reason why, like, he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe he
He's
should have
got all
gotten
that
some
power, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna fight hand to hand, and we're just gonna box.
Give me a second.
All right.
All right. Thoughts on MODOK design? With the mask on, he looks pretty cool, honestly. Like, if they would have just come up with an excuse that, oh, Nexa's there. Let's bring him in. Yo, what's up, Nexa?
Hey, hey. Yeah, that film was.
Uh,
We'll talk about a mid film. That felt like all over the place. I was at the beginning of the film. I was like, "What's going on?" This like it felt like it was moving too fast. Then felt like it was moving too slow at some points. It was just like the pacing was weird. I didn't like Cassie's acting. I don't know what I don't know. I think they replaced her from like Endgame, but
yeah, it was a different actress.
I did not like her acting. I don't even. If someone points out, I don't even know why it's called Antman and the Wasp. Since Wasp, it's like Hope doesn't do anything in the film.
Yeah, she really doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like they probably just call it Ant-Man and the Wasp because they'd probably get some backlash if they removed Wasp's name. Like some really dumb backlash, but just to avoid it. They could have just added Cassie. What's Cassie's superhero name in the comics? I'm forgetting.
I have no idea. I'll look it up. No.
Cassie. I already have
Cassie.
the thing opened up, so I don't. Yeah, I can look it up. Cassie Lang. Does she have an alias yet? Stature. Is that it? Peanut, sweetheart.
Oh, stature because she can change her size.
Oh.
That's a shit name.
That's such a stupid name.
That's so dumb.
Wait, what?
Oh my
Why?
days.
Hold on. Wikipedia. Give me other. Yeah, Stature or Stinger. Stinger's a better name. I like Stinger.
Yeah, Sting is a better name.
Yeah, Stinger's better by far.
They could have called it Ant-Man, Wasp, and Stinger. Quantumania.
That's a mouthful, though.
That's a mouthful, but I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is already a long name, so just one more name, whatever. Yeah, Stature. That's a fucking awful name. I hope she doesn't have that name in the movies. That would be so shit. But yeah, so that's the problem I have with Kang. It's like, so when we first saw Thanos, he took out Hulk in a physical fight. You know, he didn't even use any technology. He didn't even use the stones.
Just boxed his ass. And won.
Yeah, he just boxed his ass.
Mm.
I don't know. So yeah, that's the big problem with Kang. Is like, as a character, he was great. All his scenes were really good. He had a really good presence to him, like very intimidating. His acting was on point. I actually really liked the design of his suit. I liked how when the mask came on, it came off, his eyes stayed blue for a little bit. That was a nice
that was
little
cool.
touch. That there's no reason to have it, but it looks cool. And you know, considering what Kang looks like in the comics, I mean, when you think about this, is kind of a silly look. It translated relatively well, I would say. I also like the scars. Like, it'd be cool to see what caused them. So, you could say we were Kangs and shit. True. Did you know Sun Wukong was supposed to show in that one movie with the rings? I did not know that. What backlash would they get? Probably some feminist shit where it's like, oh, you're removing the woman from the title or something like that. You know how internet is. But, so yeah, they do this whole fight, and then the army of ants come, and they attack, and they manage to take down Kang, which, I don't know why he just didn't disintegrate the ants.
Yeah.
Also, it looked like it took a lot of energy for him to use his suit. Maybe that's why the suit takes energy from him himself, which seems like bad design. You know, Iron Man has his suit. It doesn't usually cost him much energy from his own body.
Yeah.
So why is his suit like... Because, like, I noticed after he was, like, shooting and, like, killing people, he was, like, super sweaty and, like, out of breath. And I was like, why? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, if he is that powerful, but he doesn't have that much stamina, how is he supposed to fight the entirety of the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up. So, alright, Janet fixes the power core as she, Hank, Hope, and Cassie jump through the portal home, but Kang attacks Scott, nearly beating him into submission. That was a good fight. When they were stuck hand-to-hand fighting,
Yeah,
that was
that was
actually
cool.
really good. There was a lot of cuts, so it wasn't as clean as a really good fight could be. But otherwise, it was for the most part pretty good and pretty brutal too, for a Marvel movie at least. Hope returns and together with Scott destroys the power core and knock Kang into it, causing him to be pulled into oblivion. Nice word. I love the word oblivion, by the way. Cassie reopens the portal on her end. It's a good key. It's a great keyblade for Scott and Hope to return home. Oblivion is also a great Mastodon song. As Scott happily resumes his life, he begins to rethink what he was told by Kang's death being the start of something terrible happening, but brushes it off. In a mid-credit scene, numerous variant Kangs meet to discuss the Conqueror's death and plan their uprising, concerned by the increasing interest in the multiverse by the heroes of Earth 616. In a post-credit scene, Loki and Mobius spot another Kang variant named Victor Timely in the 1900s. So, I don't care for how the movie ended. There's 3 different ways they could have ended the movie that would have improved it. So if we want to keep the exact same ending, just cut it right after he starts being like, wait a minute, did I actually mess things up? And cut it there. Yeah. Don't bring the music back. Don't have the birthday scene. I mean, it's a cute little scene, but it didn't really add anything to the movie. Just have it cut right there, and that gives enough of a mixed feeling to the audience that shows the impact of Kang. Another way to end it. Don't save Ant-Man and Hope from the quantum realm.
Yeah, I thought the film was going to end there.
That would have been a great ending.
I thought it was going to end. Did they even explain like how Cassie's able to make the portal open again? Because
she's smart. Oh, no, they don't explain it. Of course they don't. Third way to end it, and this wasn't at all implied that it would happen in the movie, but I think would have made sense considering Kang's power level. Have Kang beat all of them. Have Kang kill. You could have Cassie escape. Have Cassie escape so she can tell everybody else what's going on, because otherwise they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Have Cassie be able to escape. Have it be so that, because, bro, okay, I can buy that an army of ants with their technology could take down Kang, but they totally destroyed his suit. That's why they had to have the hand-to-hand fight, which I liked. But keep the suit intact, or show that it has fast regenerative abilities like Iron Man's suit, which if Kang is from like the year 3000 or whatever the fuck, his suit should be able to repair itself way faster than Iron Man's.
You would think so.
You would think so. Have his suit be intact when they get up to the tower. Have him show up. Have them fight. He kills Hank. He kills Janet. He kills Hope. Cassie's able to escape. Or have Cassie able to escape before the rest of them can escape. And have him, like, destroy the machine. He kills all of them. And then when Ant-Man is the last one left, you could even do some visual poetry. You could have Kang put his arm on Ant-Man's shoulder the same way Thanos did for, well, Thanos put it on his head. His hand on his head. But, like, have him put his hand on his shoulder the same way Thanos did to Tony Stark. And have him say, I hope you know that once I've destroyed every other universe, I'm going for yours last. And then he just kills him right there. And then have it show his ship get ready, and then he just disappears, and that's how the movie ends. You show the power of Kang, you have huge consequences for the movie, and we don't lose that Kang, because this Kang does die, as far as we know, and this is the Kang that I liked. That was my same problem with Endgame Thanos, is the Endgame Thanos wasn't the same Thanos from Infinity War. It wasn't the same one. It was different, and he wasn't as good, because he didn't have the same weight and the same backstory of loss. You know, this Thanos didn't lose his daughter. This Thanos didn't lose all of his army. Like, he didn't sacrifice everything to get his goal. He just got a shortcut to his goal. He just had the knowledge that he does die. You know? And now, whatever Kang we get, unless it's the same exact Kang, it's not going to be this Kang, right? It's going to be a different Kang with a different backstory and a different everything. And maybe that Kang will be better, maybe that Kang will be just as good, but it won't be this one. So I think with my replaced ending, you could obviously have it written better, because I'm not a writer, right? But if you have that same
Yeah.
ending where like everybody else dies except for Cassie, because Cassie needs to let everybody know, hey, like Kang is coming. um, you could have like that huge impact where everybody dies, and it gives that same it would give an equivalent equivalent feeling to the beginning of Infinity War, where we see Hulk get his ass beat, Loki dies, Heimdall dies, Thor also gets his ass beat. You get all of that same shit, but instead, like Ant-Man, okay, Ant-Man's dead now, and so is Hope, and so is everybody except for Cassie that knows how to use the pin particles and knows about the quantum realm. So we only have Cassie who knows about the quantum realm. She's the only one that can help us, and she's super inexperienced compared to the rest of them. You know, so it puts the heroes on a back foot or immediately. Everybody dies. Dang, spoilers, man. No, that's the problem. Nobody dies. That's the problem. That is the problem with this movie. Like,
Except Kang.
except Kang. And he's supposed to be the next Thanos. That's my problem. Is like, if he's supposed to be the next Thanos.
Well, we don't know 100% that he's dead. He just got sucked into that thing.
Yeah,
He could just be
true.
farther into the quantum realm now.
Yeah, true. I mean, he doesn't have to be dead, right? But he probably.
Plus,
is.
like, I don't care right now for the three main Kangs, like the leaders. Like, I don't care for them because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, there's Immortus, Ramatut, and Scarlet Centurion.
Mm.
Apparently, one of the Kangs in the future is gonna be Iron Lad, which I think that one's a good guy. Iron Lad.
Oh. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Pillarmen from JoJo. Like you have like Santana, like the fourth one who like gets killed, and then you have like the main guys, like the villains. I don't know why it just reminds me of that, but not as like I guess not as interesting.
Yeah. So, I think with everything in mind, I might drop it more if I think of more problems I have with it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10, honestly. Because like, there's so much more that could have been done with this movie to make it so much better, right?
I was gonna say 6, but because of MODOK, it's a 5.
MODOK, bro.
Say 5.
I don't like it. Just like I couldn't take the film seriously because of him. Any scene he was in, I couldn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like I think sometimes he works as like comedic, as like comedy relief, but other times it's just like he just ruins the scene he's in.
Like,
and also his face, man, was just like they should have just done a full CGI.
They should have just kept the mask on. With the mask on, it looks perfectly fine, dude.
Yeah.
Like this right here, what I'm showing on screen. I don't know if I'm showing it to you guys. No, I'm not. Hold on. Here. This mask right here is perfectly fine. And you could have just, like I said earlier in the stream, you could have just made the excuse that his face was so badly scarred and damaged that he needs to, like, they already made the Darth Vader joke with him by giving him the deep voice and showing the process of him being put into the suit. Keep that joke, like, oh, I need to keep the mask on to survive. And they even, okay, again, I know he's just the joke character in this movie, but I didn't find it funny the way they joked about his death. Not that I give a fuck about Darren Cross or Yellow Jacket, whatever the fuck. I could give a fuck less about that character, considering the fact that I already thought he was dead. But, bro, if you're gonna have a death scene with the character, after he did literally sacrifice his life to help you, why make a joke out of it?
Yeah.
Like, just take that seriously for a little bit. That's the other problem with this movie. It's so tonally inconsistent. The only time they didn't undermine anything with a joke was for Kang, which is good. Glad. But, bro, like, they could have just given him a serious death and be like, hey, you made the right decision at the end, you know? But yeah, that's do you guys have any last things to say about this movie?
I think I would have appreciated more world building. I know, like, because it takes place in the quantum realm. Because I thought it was gonna take place like half in the real world, half in the quantum realm. But the fact that it was 80% in the quantum realm, I wish like they had more world building, like expanded more on the resistance, stuff like that. But it all felt like pointless.
Yeah. Also, there wasn't really a story when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really a plot. It's like, Ant-Man and them all got sucked into the quantum realm.
Hmm.
But yeah. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, 5 out of 10 for me. I think I like talking about these movies, and I think going forward, I will be doing stuff like this after each, like Marvel, DC movies like that, you know. So yeah, next one I guess will be Guardians of the Galaxy, another painfully average Marvel movie. Yeah, but this one did have actual potential. I think even with the movie it is now, there's a lot of potential for what they could have done.
Sucks. Did you guys hear about Tips to defending Lolly?
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Jesus, I don't know what is going through that guy's head. What is going through that guy's head? Like, because I was listening to the doc stream like live, and everyone was trying to say, look, it obviously looks like a child. It looks like a child. Obviously, looks like a child. And he's saying,
Well,
and he
his
was, like, giving
defense is
excuse after
he doesn't
excuse.
think it looks like Loli. His excuse being that nobody knows anything about anime. I know a thing or two about anime.
Yes.
I'm a big
Yeah.
anime guy. In my opinion, it does look like a loli. And look, all right, one of my favorite characters, you know, Taiga Isaka. I can admit that character is a loli, but I'm not sexually attracted to her. So, and I could admit she's a loli. And I think if anyone was sexually attracted to Taiga, that would be strange. But I also hold the opinion, and I think it's an unpopular opinion. I hold the opinion that if you are into loli, you're sus as fuck. But I think the word pedo has been tainted at this point, and I wouldn't call
Yeah.
someone a pedo unless they 100% confirm, like unless they are actually attracted to children, and it's confirmed that they're attracted to children. However, if someone else thinks that someone attracted to loli is a pedo, I am not obligated to defend them because, yeah, understandable, dude.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm thinking like the whole thing is like it's. I don't care if she's like 1,000 years old, which is kind of an argument Tipster was making, saying like we don't know the age of this character, basically the 5,000-year-old dragon argument. I'm sorry, it looks like a child. If you're sexually attracted to that, I don't want anything to do with you. And then like what was worse is that Natty forces like Scrim Zox whatever, she came in to defend it. Bonk came in and like I don't know what he was saying. Guy was just waffling as usual. And the fact that Mr. Girl of all people is actually agreed and said, yeah, it looks like a child. And Tipster still doubled down. It just is so hilarious and actually just really sad and just like frustrating.
Oh yeah, he blocked Mr. Girl, and Mr. Girl was like, "This is the first time someone blocked me for not being enough of a pedo."
Yeah. He
It's a
blocked me because
pretty funny comment.
because he made a tweet saying, yeah, Rom did nothing wrong. Like if Rom, it was if, like I don't care if it was like it was an accident. Like obviously, like yeah, whatever. Like I'm more like pressed about like Tips of defending it. But like I quote tweet that tweet with the Dragon Ball meme. The age of consent is 18 years old. Like as a
I
meme,
just
as like a meme, and he blocked. To be fair, he like fair enough blocked.
like
me.
look. I get standing up for your friends. I think anyone that's good friends with me will understand. I'm a very big proponent of standing up for your homies when the cars are down. But like, if Rum isn't even arguing about it, I don't really think there's any reason to try and defend your friend. I don't know. And honestly, I don't want to talk about it.
I think he's just a simp. He's just a simp, defending his e-whores as usual.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to like stop being so quick to defend his
Yeah.
like I understand defending your friends. Like I'm totally I think that's a cool thing to do, but sometimes you don't have to fight every fight, right? There's some fights that are better off not fighting or waiting and seeing how things turn out. You know, like
Yeah,
like I'm sure like his reasoning was, look, if you disagree with me that it's lowly, I understand. I just don't think people should be calling Rum a pedo. That's totally understandable. Why didn't he just tweet that? Why didn't he say, I keep seeing a lot of people talking about Rum liking this loli art. I don't think it looks like loli, but if someone else does, that's understandable. I don't think it's fair to call Rum a pedo though. So there you go. You get your argument out. You defend your friend without going into this whole argument with everyone on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Doesn't make sense. And yeah, like especially Mr. Go said it looked like a child. I think that's the way you just concede at that point.
I mean, it does look like a child. Like there
Yeah.
are anime characters where they're petite, and there are certain artists where they draw very childlike characters. Like for example, Lucky Star, the anime. None of those girls
Yeah.
look like they're in high school. They all look like fucking kids.
Yeah, they look like children, but
But
they're like
but it's also
high school
not a
kids.
sexual. It's not a sexual show.
Yeah,
so,
it's not sexual. Yeah.
yeah. But like that's also the art style as well, you know? So like yeah, but the thing is that this artist has drawn artists of adult women where they have mature
Yeah.
bodies. So I don't think it is just the art style.
Like he says it's just just a petite girl, but like you can't like to compare like Tatsumaki from One Punch Man. She's argue like a short girl, but she's not. But she obviously looks like an adult. You can argue she looks like an adult. You can't like unlike what that artist.
Yeah,
drew,
like
you
they
can't-
purposely draw her like with really thick thighs, which is what Vito's argument was. Oh, they have childbearing hips, but this character really didn't have very thick thighs at all, in my opinion.
No.
It was, and I think it was just a perspective shot, which is what other artists were telling me. It's like, oh well, it's clearly a perspective shot. I
And
don't
then when
know.
like when Smaggle and Beavers like replies to them saying, "Hey, can you just confirm what's the age of this character?" They blocked them. So I think
Yeah.
it's just like
Well, to be fair to
that's
that
just
artist,
very telling.
it's some Japanese artist that probably doesn't want anything to do with some American drama.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
to be fair to the artist, it's like, why am I gonna talk about my fucking character with you
Yeah.
people? So, in fairness to the artist. But anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'll be live Friday night, late Friday night. So
Let's go.
we'll be doing a drinking stream. That'll be the last drinking stream of the month. And yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I'm gonna hop off and end the stream.
See you later. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I had fun talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I thought it was a whatever movie. Like I said, 5 out of 10. Might go lower if I think about it more. I actually am curious to see what the EFAP crew said about it. If you don't know EFAP, that's Every Frame of Pause. That's a podcast run by Mahler and Rags. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's close this off with a song from the next Marvel movie coming out. This is In the Meantime by Space Hog. Thank you for watching. See you guys Friday night. Also, new parody. Keep your eyes out. New parody this Friday. You won't want to miss it.